This is my review of the Ekopel tub and tile refinishing kit. I used the roll-on, not the pour-on, which looked too complicated for me. I started with this 1970s yellow sink and yellow bathtub. It was just absolutely horrible to look at. So initially, the supplies you need are the Lysol toilet bowl cleaner to etch with some steel wool, and you'll need a sander or sandpaper, a fairly fine grit, and some rubbing alcohol and a tack cloth. I used the rollers. You will want rollers, not a brush. And I bought these at Dollar Tree. They come 2 to a pack. I tried the more expensive ones and I found eventually they all fall apart. So I just bought the inexpensive ones and I had them mounted and ready to go. I had probably 5 of these rollers mounted and ready to go before I started, so I didn't have to change the roller. So you're going to tape off all the areas you don't want the product, the drains. If you're not doing the tiles, you probably won't even need to worry about the shower. But you will need to cover the drains and cover the spout of the faucet. So you're going to apply the product. It goes on like thick glue. It is very difficult to work with, actually, but I found it best to go up and down and then side to side. Do not put too much product on the roller because the product is very heavy and it will sag and drip. So very, very thin coats. You will need at least 3 coats, even though I think the product says 2. You will need 3, in my opinion. And you have to sand between coats because you will get fish eyes, little pieces of dust that you thought you had everything, but you didn't. So you'll go back and forth, side to side. I would, when I did the tub, I actually sat inside the tub, did the walls of the tub, then I got out of the tub, did the base of the tub and the outside of the tub. Actually, the tub was very easy. I found that the hardest part was the tiles, but I wanted it all to match. So anyway, I'm fairly happy with the end result. It's hard to get a very, very perfect finish, but when you stand back, it all looks fairly consistent. And, you know, what a difference. It would probably cost, I have someone else who is replacing their tub and tile. It was estimated around $10,000. So definitely worth it. So things I learned after cleaning with the toilet bowl cleaner, go all over all surfaces with painter's tape to get all the sediment. If you're doing the tiles, get a step stool, because that's all that's going to fit inside the tub. I'm on the short side. If you're tall, maybe you don't need it. If you step inside the tub, use socks after, say, the first coat, so that you don't get anything on your feet on the product or, you know, inside the tub for the next coat. Have foam rollers mounted and ready. Let the product dry a day and a half, in my opinion. You need that much time for it to dry. So a lot of this project is just waiting for it to dry. Must sand between all of the coats. This will get rid of fish eyes and sharp nubs left by sediment. Minimum of 3 coats. I found it helpful to mix up half the product and then because once you mix it, it hardens. So mix up half the product, use what you need, and then mix the second half for, you might be able to get 2 coats just out of 1 bottle. Have your temperature well over 70 degrees. It dries very slow, and that's why I would say wait a day and a half. If you get the product where you don't want it, use acetone or nail polish remover to get it off. But don't get the acetone on the Ekopel because it will, you know, eat away at it. So here's the before and after again. Definitely worth it. It was a hard project, but it probably saved at least $10,000. Hope you try it. Oh, and by the way, I had previously replaced the toilet. It just needed to be replaced. And I actually used a wood graining tool on the floors. We removed the carpet and did a faux tile look with a wood graining tool, and we drew in the grout lines. But that's another project for another video. Thanks for watching.